Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Shadow and today we are using Charizard in Regai and we're going to see if we can keep up with the double restricted of Regai, and it is going to be a Choice Band Koraidon and Fast Power Meteor Beam Lunala along with double Grass Rillaboom Mungus for support and Flutter Mane for some nice speed control, as well as just good damages at Sash to be good to Koraidon Burrow. This Sun team is really interesting, and I'm quite excited to use it. Charizard with triple fire moves and Dragon Pulse, we're going to see, even in this really powerful format, if Charizard can still keep up. Well, overall, really excited. Let's hop right into it. Okay, we are playing Kyogre Zacian with the Sneasler and Didis and Murkrow Garganacl. Kind of a throwback to Reg Age, and as we're going back to it. A bit hard. I can't really bring Koraidon lead. So what I'm just going to do here, I'm going to lead... it's more bring... I like Rillaboom. Actually, I kind of want Rillaboom to get rid of their terrain as well. I think I still stick with Rillaboom. I'm going to go Rillaboom, Lunala with these two in the... with Charizard and Koraidon in the back. I think these are the four I want to bring, so let's go for it. This is Worlds Weekend, so really excited. Got that to watch as well, so hey, if you want to leave your predictions and comments, see who's going to be in finals, but overall, let's hop right into it. The main worry about this is going to be we kind of have to win the Weather War for Charizard, or else it's kind of stuck, but this is a bit interesting. We do have to remove this Murkrow quite early to try and prevent, because Murkrow is going to be Rain Dance most likely. So what they're probably going to want to do is try and prevent. So here, they're going to prevent me from being able to switch in and get my Sun up. So here, I don't really want Kyogre to do a ton of damage, so I'm just going to fake out Kyogre and Meteor Beam the Murkrow. We're going to see a Terra. I'm hoping if this is Terra Ghost on Kyogre, that's really unfortunate. I hope it's not. Okay, it's just grass. That's fine. That's actually perfect, because once we get into the Sun, we are going to be in a really good spot, because now we can hit Kyogre well. So we'll just fake out Kyogre. That's good damage. So that's no Tailwind or Rain Dance from the Murkrow. Probably like a Foul Play into Lunala, just looking to try and move Lunala right away. I'm fine with that. If I can just remove Murkrow right here, that'd be huge. Yeah, that's Murkrow gone. That's a big KO to pick up this early. And now, oh, they're Cover Cloak. They are slow Kyogre though. That was not what I was expecting. Kind of puts this in a bit of a weird spot. Here, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna U-turn here, and Moongeist Beam, just gonna double the Kyogre. Yeah, it's fine, but really we'll go before the Kyogre, so if they did KO, we'll pretty much get a free switch into Koraidon, allowing us to get Sun up before this Kyogre can even attack. We may just even KO. Oh, no. Okay, so we are... I guess, yeah, we didn't know faster, but they do miss Rillaboom, but they do take down Lunala, kind of putting us in a weird spot. But we will KO Kyogre right now. That should be full weather control for us here. It's either Garganacl, Sneasler, and Didi in the back, and neither of those are going to be switching the weather. So yeah, I feel like we're in a good spot here. We'll have Charizard ready to be launching Heat Waves. I'm going to bring in Koraidon to get... Actually, no. I think Charizard's the best bet here. Charizard will come in, and because I want my Sun to last as long as possible, so I'm going to bring in Charizard right here. And then Koraidon for the KO. It's KO'd Mon. I don't know if it's going to affect it, but yeah, we'll just do it just in case. This also doesn't let them... Really, well, they only have one option to switch in, so it doesn't really change what they go for. It's gonna be Indeedee, so I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm definitely committing Terra Fire to my Koraidon here. They could be Scarfed on the NDD, which would be quite bad. In fact, I may just switch in Rillaboom to try and prevent that. So here... Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I could just Weather Ball, but Heat Wave feels safe enough. And in case they do Protect, so I'm just going to Heat Wave, switch in Rillaboom. If they decide to Protect with either one, try and like keep themselves safe from Charizard or any of that, I'll have free Fake Out next turn. We now Terrain, Weather Control. We're in a good spot here, I'd say. Because now Indeed's Expanding Force isn't going to be double target. We go first with Heat Wave Connect, and Zacian goes down and takes Indeedee down to Sash. That is perfect. No need to Terra. Now we have Grassy Glide into Indeedee. Yeah, there's the Expanding Force. We should take that. Yeah, we take that really well, actually. I could Grassy Glide. Grassy Glide is the correct play. I do want Wood Hammer, but Grassy Glide is just purely correct. So this is just secure. In case Heat Wave does miss, I don't lose the game off of it. Yeah, and they're just going to forfeit right there. So Charizard instantly making its presence known. Pretty much as soon as Kyogre and Murkrow both go down there on the instantly, the game's pretty much over at that point, especially with Kyogre going for the Terra Grass. It instantly puts Weather Control instantly in my favor, and then from there it was just pretty... It was pretty much just Charizard and Koraidon were going to be able to finish that game. Overall, really good. Really liked how much Charizard was able to do. One-shot Zacian. Took Indeedee down Sash, just some good damage to clean up. Lunala being fast enough to outspeed Kyogre was really big, and just overall, that surprise factor, even the Meteor Beam killing Murkrow was great, but overall really nice, and we didn't have to burn Terra, so usually I was saving for Koraidon because it would need it for Zacian, but really good. Let's end game number 2. Okay, so Koraidon Zacian, we're seeing their Zacian, but this time it is Sun on the other side, and this one I'm actually seeing the potential of like a Trick Room here, but what I think I want to do, I want to lead Koraidon, Flutter Mane. I think this is my best lead, and then from here I think it's Charizard, Lunala again. I don't think Amoonguss is great here, but here, I mean, it could be good to say like Thundurus. Well, it could redirect something from Thundurus or Urshifu, but I think overall I don't need Amoonguss as much this game. I think these first better. Rillaboom could be good, but again, I don't think Grass damage is going to be doing much. It really would only be there for the Urshifu, and Sun kind of Sun and Koraidon kind of shut down Urshifu. So should be good here. I expect Thundurus and maybe like T-Wave support. I would not be surprised to see the Koraidon Rillaboom. That's fine. Makes sense. Thing is, I cannot protect my Koraidon here, which is different than most other Koraidons. So here, it's a bit weird because both our Koraidons are kind of in a position where they want to go for the Terra. So here what I'm going to actually do, I'm going to try and do Turn Out. And Icy One's good. I could Moonblast. Guaranteeing I go first is huge as well. So actually I'm just going to get U-Turn, Icy Wind. That feels really safe. I'm expecting a Terra Fire on their Koraidon, so you don't drop to a Moonblast. There it is. Could have Shadow Balled, but oh, Ghost. Okay, that's a free Shadow Ball next turn, I guess. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. And they just Grassy Glide, so they seem to be looking to just KO Flutter Mane here. So, interesting, but I think I'm fine with that. That's a unfortunate one to miss there. That's really unfortunate, actually. I think we should still be fine, but really, just the Flare Blitz, it's fine, really unfortunate. We do see them go first. So we know we are at least not faster. We are tying Life Orb. Okay. Seeing Life Orb pretty good. We just KO Rillaboom right away. That's kind of crazy. I kind of wish it was in the VR slot now, but you know, it's fine. And now we can reset, go into Charizard. I would like to go into Lunala here, but in this situation it's kind of hard to. I think I have to go into Koraidon. I think Koraidon's the correct play here. Also, now their Zacian is weak to fire now. They can't do anything there. It's going to be the Chin-Pao, which I think I'm fine with. Yeah, I'm definitely fine with that. So I think here it's just going to be a Heat Wave. I could Blast Burn to try and guarantee a KO on Koraidon. Thing is, I just think Heat Wave probably just KOs anyway. And then Terra Fire Flare Blitz seems good as well. And we just try and remove Chin-Pao. Yeah, we're gonna go with this, especially because their Koraidon isn't really gonna remove Charizard right away either. I could have just gone for it, say, hey, I'm putting Terra onto Charizard, going for huge damage, but I think overall we're gonna target Koraidon here. I think it's pretty threatening. We'll get the Heat Wave. It doesn't KO Koraidon, unfortunate. Terra would have, so, but I think they're more likely to target on Koraidon here. There's just a Dragon Claw. We do live, they do have Life Orb, so they will drop eventually, and we outspeed the Chin-Pao. Okay. Huge that we outspeed there, and we get the KO. That was most likely going to be an Ice Crash into Charizard, which I don't know if we live. Honestly, I doubt we live it, so huge that we do. And now we can pretty much go for one more Flare Blitz. We have Heat Wave here. Zacian can't pass to protect. But overall, really good spot here. We have 3 more turns of Sun, that's perfect. I just keep going for Heat Waves and Flare Blitz. Yeah, I think it's into Zacian still. I just kind of need to make sure I'm KOing Zacian here. We're just going to let Heat Wave go, Koraidon and Zacian go down, and once again, Charizard's able to just clean up games. It does really good damage, actually. As long as Sun's up, this Charizard, even without Terra, is doing great damage. With Terra, not only does it KO, it would have KO'd Koraidon there. Then it could KO Chin-Pao next turn. We would have to burn Terra, but overall, Charizard, really impressive showing. And it is just smoking through these games. It is going fast. I mean, Flutter Mane missing Icy Wind on... Even missing Icy Wind on Koraidon didn't slow us down too much. We were able to just remove Rillaboom early with the Icy Wind U-turn, and then from there, even if we'd hit the Icy Wind, we'd been in a better position, outspeeding with everything else. But overall, really good. Really excited. Charizard could go 3-0, and let's head to game number 3. Okay, so Cali Ice Miraidon. So I need Rillaboom, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to lead Koraidon, Flutter Mane. I think that's a really good lead. And then I think I do need Rillaboom. This is kind of a hard one for Charizard. I think, unfortunately, we do have to leave Charizard behind. And I think it has to be these 4 here. What Terra is Rillaboom? Rillaboom is Grass. Okay. We're going to be heavily relying on Lunala for Wide Guard here and reversing Trick Room. So I think these are the 4 we bring. I don't think Charizard can really be brought to this mainly because it's weak to Miraidon. It's not going to be doing great into Cali Ice, especially if it's like Terra Fire, Terra Water. So unfortunately, I don't think like a Trick Room from the other side. I expect like Cali Ice, Ferrograph, Iron Hand, Miraidon. Maybe an Ogerpon as well. But I'm expecting some form of Trick Room from them. So could definitely be a bit hard to... Pretty much just gotta make sure I'm trying to get Trick Room back with Lunala. Making sure I'm going for Wide Guards if I need to protect myself from it. And I think that's about it. Just making sure they can't sweep on our Trick Room. I think that's going to be the biggest threat, is making sure they don't have those Trick Room. And I don't have like Taunt to make sure they don't get it up. Icy Wind's honestly just going to help them. I could Icy Wind Miraidon. With this lead, I could. Actually, in fact, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to Icy Wind U-turn. So that way I can get safely into Rillaboom. And with Icy Wind, can make sure I'm going first. I think this is my best play here. I'm expecting Ogerpon to actually go for a Follow Me. So I'm going to Icy Wind U-turn into the Miraidon. So that way we'll either get damage into Miraidon in case Ogerpon does Protect. But I think it's just going to be like a Follow Me, Volt Switch, something along those lines. Miraidon shouldn't Protect here because I think it's most likely Scarf or Specs. So he should be good just to always U-turn to that slot. I just want to make sure my U-turn doesn't get blocked because that's why I'm going to lose Koraidon. And really, though I could maybe KO Ogerpon with a U-turn here, I don't think it will. Honestly, there's the Follow Me. This is really, I expected that, and that's why I wanted to just make sure I'm targeting into Miraidon, because Follow Me is really the only thing. Let's switch it. That does pretty good damage to Miraidon. Again, as long as we're outspeeding Miraidon now, we should be good. And there we go, U-turn comes out. And again, Ogerpon doesn't go down, but that's good damage. And now we just have a free switch into Rillaboom from here, and we're in a pretty good spot. We take terrain control, we got Fake Out Pressure now. So I actually quite like where we're at. I'd like to Fake Out Ogerpon more likely here. We'll see, and just the Electric Drift into this Rillaboom slot, I'm pretty sure. So we are in a really good spot. That's insane, it still does over half, not even in terrain. So that's most likely Specs. So I'm going to do here, I'm just going to Fake Out and Shadow Ball Ogerpon, I think is what I want to go for. Just try and convert a KO onto this Ogerpon so they won't follow me. They could just switch Miraidon, that's another possibility. I think Moonblast should KO Miraidon here at this point, so I got that. I can always try and threaten. But at this point, I feel like in the back, it's most likely Cali Ice Iron Hand. Could be Furgraph. There's just Withdraw Miraidon, makes sense. We'll see what it is. Give me the Calyrex again, just makes a lot of sense. And a Withdraw of Ogerpon. Okay, so we'll see what is in the back. It is the Furgraph. That's unfortunate. That was probably the one thing I didn't really want to see here, because now they are taking 0 damage. I did Shadow Ball. I was worried about that, but they got me this turn. Well played. Now I'm kind of in a weird spot here. I'm just gonna... I want to get rid of Furgraph, so I'm gonna U-turn and Moonblast. I think Calyrex either will go for a Protect, and it's just gonna be a Trick Room, or some form of like they're gonna be setting up the Trick Room. We'll see. They could just Glacial Lance, which probably would be the worst. Actually, could be Glacial Lance, Trick Room. Really, I don't really have many ways to deal with this Calyrex right now. So kind of a weird spot. We're gonna see the Terra, probably Calyrex into like Water or Fire. Fire actually makes more sense here. Yeah, Fire makes sense. Okay, what's my way around this now? Okay, well, this Moonblast, you know, just does. Okay, I don't think that's gonna KO, but oh, never mind, it's just a KO. So if we see a Glacial Lance from Calyrex, that is huge. Most likely it's gonna be a Trick Room, but if it is a Trick Room, we're not in a horrible position. I'm gonna bring in Lunala here. Meteor Beam is really threatening now into this Calyrex. I can go for. So that's definitely an option. And there is the Trick Room. That doesn't make sense. But now I have Shadow Shield and Meteor Beam. Meteor Beam, I would feel should be able to pick up. Calyrex, it's just going to be the Ogerpon coming back in. It does make things a bit more difficult. Just right away. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna wide guard and Shadow Ball. I just really want to remove the option of Follow Me at this point, and I'm just gonna try and punish any Glacial Lance. They'd have to double Flutter Mane. I have Sash, so I'm just hoping to block Glacial. That's huge. He will not be KO'd this turn. They didn't follow me, but I think I'm fine with that. It smells like it's gonna be like an Ivy Cudgel, but a double would have KO'd me anyway. See what it is. It's good damage, but it's fine. And we'll be able to just clean up this Ogerpon out. And as soon as the sun's gone, Flutter Mane will be in a position to underspeed Miraidon Trick Room and be in a really good spot. I could have like tried to reverse Trick Room in that position as well. Crucially, we keep our Sash intact, which I love here. I think here I'm going to go for the Meteor Beam. I think this is my best shot to go for it. And when Return of Sun, yeah, I think here Meteor Beam Protect is my best play. And I just have to hope we KO. My best case scenario here is they try and read another wide guard and go for a high horsepower. That's what I've got to hope for. If they just Glacial Lance, I could just go down to it. It is just the Glacial Lance that's quite annoying. We need to live this. Do we? We do, that's huge. Okay, now we get the Meteor Beam. If this connects, we are in a really good position. This may just KO, honestly. And we do hit, that is huge. Does it KO? No. But there's the Electro Drift into the Flutter Mane. Honestly, I would have preferred if that just didn't hit. Honestly, may have just preferred if that just went into Lunala here. 2 more turns of Trick Room. Here, I think I wide guard. And switch in Rillaboom so we have Fake Out for the final turn of Trick Room. And with wide guard, we guarantee we get Rillaboom in safe. I don't think we should drop to Electro Drift. And then we can Fake Out Calyrex and be in a good spot. We'll have Flutter Mane with Speed Boost to KO Miraidon then. So I feel good about current position. Keeping Sash intact also allows us to win a 1v1 pretty much anything. Wide guard keeps Rillaboom safe here. Make sure we doesn't drop. And they just go for the Glacial Lance. I'm wondering, it could be Leech Seed Trick Room. That's another possibility. I kind of doubt it is, but it could be. That would explain why there hasn't been the high horsepower. Living this, we should hopefully. Okay, thank goodness. It's weird. with the Soulfest, it'd be a lot more safer, but we will not see it. And we're in a fair spot here. Here I'm gonna Moongeist Beam just to guarantee we'll be able to KO with anything. And then as long as we just don't let them reset up Trick Room, we're in a good spot. That's only Specs, they're locked into Electro Drift. I could Fake Out them, but okay. Wish I dealt the Calyrex now, but I was kind of expecting to Protect. But we will get the Moongeist Beam. I didn't want to Fake Out just in case they didn't Protect. We do not KO Miraidon, but we do put in pretty close range, and they will just KO Lunala. That's fine. Here, I don't know. Thing is, I don't want to risk not KOing with like the Grassy Glide and then losing. So here, I think Flutter Mane's definitely the correct play. And then I will bring, it could be no Protect on Calyrex as well, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Shadow Ball Calyrex and switch in Koraidon. This way we'll KO Calyrex, and then next turn we can KO Miraidon. We have Sash intact. Still, that's kind of the crucial part of not allowing Flare Mane to take any hits, is we still have the Sash. The Sash is still it's going to keep Fluttermane alive for one. It's going to take an Electro Drift, which makes Fluttermane just so much more useful. Get Pro into this. Fluttermane's not fast on the field, and I just do not want them to get Trick Room back out. That's the only way we could lose, so I don't want to allow it to happen. So we will just Shadow Ball Calyrex for the KO. Crit did not matter. And now we're in a position to just KO this Mariah next turn. Mariah can't really do... I mean, it will hit this Fluttermane, but we don't even need Sash. That's the special bulk of Flutter. But even we still have Sash in case there was a crit. There was no way for Mariah to KO Fluttermane this turn, and not this turn either. We will just close combat for the KO, and that's GG's. And even not even reversing Trick Room, this team was just able to play on that Trick Room so well. Still let all this turns out to kind of neutralize Calyrex. Fluttermane was able to stay safe through those Trick Room turns as well, not losing its Sash, putting it in such a good position there at the end. And overall, it kind of showed Charizard, it didn't come to that match, but I think Charizard would have been actually really struggling in the match due to Miraidon, Iron Hands Vid, been brought, and even just Glacial Lance. Charizard's not taking that well. But this Meteor Beam was really good into the Calyrex, then KO up and got alone up for anything else to clean it up. And overall, it was really nice. I really enjoyed this Charizard team. I think Charizard absolutely, it surprised me. It did a lot more than I thought. Did good damage. I'd suggest this team, especially for Scarf Charizard. It did good damage. Definitely would suggest trying out this team if you want to try something fun, new. The choice band's really interesting. It's really fun. It's different. You have a lot of... It's definitely offensive. This is a very offensive team. But there's also those things that can slow down games. You got Lunala with Wide Guard and Moongus with Sport. Kind of slow down games if you need to, but overall it's really nice. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.